We want to bring in Jill DeJanovich. She's a TSA worker in Las Vegas and the Nevada Union representative. Jill, first of all, I just want to check in on you. How are you doing? I know you've got kids. I can't imagine how tough this has been, missing a paycheck. Just bring us up to date about how you're doing and what your frustrations are.
Well, yeah, definitely very, very frustrated. We are incredibly thankful that Trump did put out the executive order that we're supposedly start to be paid on Monday. We're supposed to get our back pay only, nothing continuing on. So while we are thankful and we're grateful that we will supposedly be getting that, it's really just a temporary Band-Aid because we're not going to be paid from here on out. It's just our back pay. So essentially, we're just resetting the clock.
What has the conversation been like among you and your colleagues as all of this has unfolded? We've seen the numbers of those who have left, decided to quit, or haven't gone to work because they haven't been getting paychecks. What have you been talking about with your colleagues about how this has gone and what it says just about the state of the government, the state of the agency?
It's frustrating because this is the third time that this has happened in 5 months. And because it keeps happening, we're just wondering what that means for the future of our agency. You know, privatization has been thrown out there a lot. It's been being talked about a lot more. And the fact that they're so easily able to shut us down, we are frankly just worried about our jobs in the future.
Is there any concern about this impacting the safety of the flying public? I know that the workers who are on the job are doing their absolute best, but you know, about 40% of workers have called in sick across the country, according to the AP. There's about 500 TSA workers who reportedly have quit due to lack of payment and frustration. At some point, is this going to start impacting safety, or are we there already?
No, I don't think safety is going to be affected because we still do have our very dedicated officers that are on the job serving the public. However, those lines will continue to go up the more that we lose officers and the more that people call out. So it'll just take a lot longer and people will end up missing their flights more because of it.
Jill, what's it been like having ICE agents deployed in the airports? I think when that was first announced, something that we were talking about on the show is what would that look like? Would they be doing some of the work that you and your colleagues do? Are they working alongside you or with you? Just on a very granular level, what has it been like having them in the airports?
Well, we haven't actually had them deployed in Las Vegas because our lines haven't been that long. However, because they aren't trained to do our jobs, I don't know how much help they would actually be. Essentially, they would be delegated to roles serving out in the queue, moving traffic, pushing it around, helping passengers divest items from their bags. Essentially, I don't know how helpful that would be to us because, again, they aren't trained to do our jobs like we are, so they aren't properly able to help passengers divest items from their bags, thus leading to more bag checks on our end while we are actually screening that luggage.
And that's kind of what we're seeing for our audio listeners is ICE agents. They are in the airport, but even in the video we're watching right now, they're mostly ushering traffic through those, I don't know what they're called, those like Disney World style rope lines that we all have to go through so much of our lives. I also want to ask you, tell us how long you've been with TSA. And look, it's a tough job. People at airports are cranky. I always try to be nice. Not everyone tries
I'm
to.
Sure.
Yeah. Gura, I can be nice, just not to you. I love my TSA agents and I'm nice to you. But it's a tough job. It takes skill and it takes patience and it has to be stressful. And I would imagine adding this kind of stress and uncertainty to a job that people probably went to looking for security and sustainability in their lives has to undercut the desire to do this job and for recruitment. Do you have any concerns long term about people wanting to be or stay TSA agents?
Definitely. I have been with TSA for almost 3 years now. And so this is my first real experience going through this. It is just like we are living in a twilight zone right now. It is crazy to me that this is happening. I did not expect that this would happen when I initially signed on to federal service 3 years ago. I believed that this would be a nice, safe, secure career job for me. I thought it was a great opportunity. With recruitment, I believe that people will be coming in and they will be cognizant of the fact that, yes, this is an agency that can be shut down very easily. And so I don't know that we would get the highest quality of people that we normally would have because of that.
Jill, I want to ask you where all of this is headed. You brought up the specter of privatization a moment ago, and I've noticed, I'm sure you have, editorials in newspapers, articles being written about how at some airports that do have private security, there haven't been these lines. There's an effort here to make it seem like that might be the solution going forward. I'm very curious sort of how worried that makes you, and you being a representative of your union, sort of what you're doing to make the case that that should not be the route that this country goes down.
With privatization, that is going to be a for-profit model. I don't believe that aviation security should ever be a for-profit model. The beauty of it being a federal program is that you're not there to make money. You're there to screen passengers, ensure the highest levels of security. That is my biggest fear with going private, that these private screening companies would come in and they would cut costs wherever they can, whether that be with training, whether that be with background checks, whether that would be with hiring and implementing new equipment and programs. So that is my biggest concern with that, is that they would be here to make money rather than to actually do the job that we're here to put forth, which is to screen passengers and luggage and keep America safe.
All right.